big day at our house today because Granny and Grandpa are in town, and Tori and all of her kids, and we are gonna go hang out and spend the day there. I'm gonna go on a doctor appointment with my mom, which is so wonderful since I've been having to go by myself. So it's so nice to have my mom there to keep me company. So I'll try to show you a little glimpse of that, but everybody's already loaded up and excited. Granny's little rental house has a pool there, so all the kids have their floats packed and they're hopefully gonna swim. So it's just gonna be a really special day. We've been counting down the days till this special week for my brother Jackson and his fiance Emerson. So we're looking forward to it, and we're gonna just treasure every single moment, since when you're away from family, I guess you don't realize how lonely and sad it is. So just having family back in town feels like old times, and it's such a wonderful feeling. So yeah, stay tuned for today, and hopefully a little glimpse of this week. You ready?
Yeah, ready to go.
Ready to go to Granny's house? Oh, is everybody excited? You're gonna go swimming? Finny, are you gonna go swimming? You gonna go swimming in the pool? Daddy got our floats packed. We're all ready. It's gonna be the funnest day ever. And then Mommy is gonna go get some new pictures of baby William with Granny. So that's really special. Are you ready? Who's ready? Okay, let's go. I think this has probably been the prettiest week in Florida, hasn't it? It's just beautiful. It's I think it's 80 degrees, but it's had this breeze, and in the morning and evening it's crisp and just amazing. So let's go to Granny's.
Thanks, Carson. You get it?
Granny. We have cousins. Hi, Charlotte Rainbow. You're so pretty. Is it fun, Debbie? Hey, Allie Jane.
Ready?
Can you show me again?
Float like a log.
Float like a log.
Ready? Float like a log.
Yay! You're so cute. What a doll. My mom just got to my doctor appointment. We're about to go inside. I have a stress test today and an ultrasound and a doctor appointment. So we're in the final stretches. I'm
get to
so
meet the
happy.
doctor?
Yes, and he's wonderful. It's just a great place. So
And we're on baby countdown. How many weeks left?
just a few, less than a month, honestly. So yeah, we'll see. It could be between 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and by the time this video is out, I'm not sure how many it'll be, but I'm really excited and grateful to have Mom here. The guys, Grandpa and Chad and Tori are all back at the Verbo swimming with the kids and having a big time. So it's nice we could get away, and Mom is like, she's like a wealth of knowledge herself.
This is going to be my first baby appointment with this baby.
know.
I'm so excited.
I'm just so happy I'm not having to go to an appointment by myself. This is wonderful having a friend here, especially my mom, because I feel like she's done this basically 100 times. So I feel like it's just wonderful. So I'm excited, and we'll update you after the appointment. Oh, just had the stress test, and the doctor said that it looked great. Baby's happy, and he looked like his heart rate was great, and so that's wonderful. Now we're just waiting to talk to the doctor, and then yeah, we're gonna head back to meet the rest of the family. So we left the doctor's appointment. Praise the Lord, everything went good. The doctor was so encouraging, said everything was great.
I like that doctor.
He was really wonderful.
Yeah.
He said basically your baby can have a score between 0 and 10, and our baby scored a 10 out of a 10. So,
and he explained things so well. We were talking. He gave so many explanations, like he named the specific things that they're looking for. There's 5 things total, and each thing can get up to 2 points, and so it can get a 10 out of 10, or you know. And so he went through and explained, and
I said, Mom, since you're such a wealth of knowledge, I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and you guys are going to glean from her wisdom because she
I don't
is
know about that. Okay.
such an inspiration. So, Mom, tell me a little bit about, I think a lot of moms, before they have the baby, they get different fears or anxiety, just thinking about everything that could go wrong, or like, what's going to happen, when's it going to happen, and I don't know, it's a fearful time in a lot of ways. And since you've done this 19 times, tell me how you navigated through those fears and what you did to really encourage yourself and stay positive and not really get bogged down by your fears.
Okay, so I think it's important to distinguish between two types of fears. I think there is a healthy thing called caution, which are like safety issues. It's good to be cautious, like, you don't want your child to play in the road. That's being healthy and cautious. So there are some good cautions that you can do to make sure, that you're going to be as healthy and as happy as possible. But when you're going past just the caution point and you just feel like fears are plaguing you, I think all of us women struggle really with that. Like as a mom, the nightmares about what if something happens to my kid doing this or this or this. And it's the same if it's, a baby that you're carrying and you hear stories. Maybe you've experienced, some tragedies, a miscarriage, or somebody that has stories that happen, birth stories. There's just a lot of, tragic stories, and I think it's just normal for us moms to fear. For me, I think the most important thing is to do everything you can about the healthy cautions, the things that you can learn to be healthy. If you're low in iron, take iron. If you're low in progesterone, take progesterone. If you're low, if you find out you've got complications, Aaron, you've got the blood clotting disorder, so you're having to take certain things to help that. So once you can do all that you can do, we're not talking about negating that. Do everything that you can do and your responsibility to be as safe as possible. But when you move past that, I think there comes a place just for peace of mind that we have to just rest in the Lord and say, Lord, I've done everything I know to do. We've sought all the counsel, the medical advice. We've done everything we know to do. And just to cry out and pray to the Lord that from here, He'll take, the lead in helping you to relax and to trust Him, and that He'll protect. Tragic things do happen. That doesn't mean that God's not still in control. Tragic things do happen. We live in a fallen world. But I think there comes a place where we have to just say, Lord, I'm scared. I know I'm scared, but can you help me through this fear to rest and to get a peace? And for me, everyone's different. I love the hymns. Humming hymns calms me. If I feel myself getting stressed, I start humming.
It's true. Ever since I can remember, Mom always has done that.
That helps me. Quoting verses helps. Memorizing certain verses that you can cling to as promises. It may be different for different people. Having that support source, I think the most important is your spouse. I mean, that's your best friend. So having a shoulder to lean on that can cry with you when you need to cry, that can laugh when you need to laugh and hug you, that can maybe not have an answer to all the problems, but at least say, I'm here with you through the problems. That's what your spouse can do. It's also what the Lord does. He's with us, walking with us through the problems. So I definitely think we all face fears, especially us moms, and it is something that we have to, a fear can control you. So it is something we have to let go of. There's a song, Nail It to the Cross. I think that's one of those things we've got to do daily, sometimes even moment by moment, learn to nail it to the cross, to just lay it down at Jesus' feet and say, help me with it.
It's beautiful. I love that. It's very wise counsel. So another question, with the wedding coming up in just a few days, I know you've had so many weddings. What are your feelings about this week? I know you have a lot going on family, this is our first time to be together in a long time, right?
Usually weddings are very just intense just because
Yeah.
there's so much to do. Prep wise, you feel the pressure. But this wedding, I feel like, has been so relaxed. Obviously, I'm the mother of the groom this time instead of the mother of the bride. So the bride's family is doing the majority of the, all of the detailing. And so it's been a real relaxed. So far, it's been so relaxed.
It's been so nice
And,
having family here.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. I think is just everybody getting back together, and then from the wedding, it's just a few weeks till
till
little
baby.
Williams.
And little Evie, she told me in chat last night. She said, "Mom, I just can't sleep. I'm too excited. I cannot go to sleep."
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am here in Florida, of course, for the wedding, and it's just going to be a few more weeks that I try and ride around and come back again for
so
baby. So,
so excited.
yeah, exciting times.
There's something just so special about family, and I think
I will say though, the thing, I mean, I am excited about the wedding, but especially for Jackson. I told somebody the other day, Jackson's always just been a really bright kid. I'm super close to Jackson. Jackson calls me just about every single day, even though he lives in Florida. I feel very involved because if he doesn't call me every day, it's every other day. We are on the phone a lot, so I'm very in touch with him. But one thing I'm excited about the wedding is he just smiles nonstop.
He's so happy.
I've never seen him so happy. I mean, just so happy, and that makes a mom's heart happy.
He's wonderful. I can't wait for the wedding to get here and get to see everybody and catch up. But yeah, I'm the same way. Just seeing your little brother get married. It's just such a neat feeling, and Emerson just adores him.
Let me talk to you about something.
Oh goodness, this is gonna be good. Go for it.
Okay, we didn't plan this. This is like, this is random.
Go
So
for it.
I know that a lot of people, including myself, are so inspired by just watching y'all's vlog and your relationship. Y'all got a super great relationship, and it's that way, in person as much as it is behind the camera when y'all were watching it.
I've got the best husband. I will say that.
But I feel like that takes two.
He's wonderful.
It really takes two. It takes teamwork, working together. And just what is one of your takes? This is totally off the wall, not
Go
prepared.
for
So
it.
what's one of your takes on the togetherness? The key to the togetherness, and I'll tell you why I'm asking this, because you were talking about the baby prep a while ago.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about what questions can we ask and stuff, about the baby, I was thinking I think we talk about get the diaper bag ready, get the baby room ready, get the everything ready for the baby. But one thing that's not talked about prep wise, I think that can probably be the biggest thing to help is the relationship between husband and wife. What are the expectations when you go in that hospital room together, and what makes that bond stronger? Because there's a lot of couples that different personalities, but you see some that are just so connected in the birth room, and it's a special moment, and excitement. But
I love that question.
But I feel like more than getting anything else ready is the togetherness of the relationship when you walk in that room together, having that just bond, that strong bond.
I love that. I feel like for me and Chad, the more you get to know a person and understand even their fears, like she was talking about, it draws you closer to them. So I'll be honest, for the past 2 weeks, every night I have just kind of poured out my heart to Chad and said, this is what I'm nervous about. I'm scared about this. Will you pray with me? And some nights I've just been crying. Like,
So I think let's label that communication,
That's
but on a deeper level, more than just surface talk. We're not talking surface talk. We're talking about deep communication, sharing desires, goals, fears, just
basically,
something.
so Chad knows me inside and out
More than anybody else.
and he knows what basically gives me that comfort and encouragement. So for me, and I know everyone might be different in this, I need to be touched and loved on and hugged and comforted. That means so much to me, even if it's just like holding my hand saying, I'm with you, you're not alone, God's got this. Or bringing up something like, can we pray together? I know you have this fear. Here is a verse that I have been meditating on that has encouraged me. So just him he's like my partner, my battle partner through
Best
my
friend.
fears.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like he knows when I need that extra hug, when I need that extra little surprise. We
And
call
a
him.
lot of that comes through just the communication, and to communicate, you got to spend time together. I
true.
feel like in today's society, a lot of couples just don't spend time together, or their time together is not communicating quality time.
You stay right here at what we call the surface level, like Mom
Yeah.
said, rather than getting down here.
It's
and
really
saying,
when you get
yeah,
to know each other
the
that you
deeper
can
part of
kind
you.
of read their personality and tell what their needs are, and know, does she want me by her
Yeah.
side? Does she want me, rubbing her feet? Does she want me, and learning to talk through those
Yeah.
things? Does,
And sometimes, when I'm having a hard night, it might be late. I know Chad has to get up and go to work the next morning. But one night this week he stayed up super late with me, just
Yeah.
just saying, let's talk about it, let's pray about it, let's hug, let's cuddle. And
I feel like
that's a huge sacrifice.
I feel like one
know.
of the biggest things for a wife going into labor is she doesn't want to feel like she's battling this alone.
Yeah.
She wants to feel like she's got somebody
Yeah.
by her side.
We're in this together.
We're in this together, and that's going to take a husband that's understanding, that a wife that's communicating,
Yeah.
and it's going to take a bond to where you've spent some time together, getting to know each other and learning to love each other and enjoy each other's time.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like we're at a point, and I'm sure you and Dad are the same way, but like I feel like I don't even have to say anything.
yeah.
And he knows exactly what I'm feeling and thinking, and he
Right.
basically plays on that. And
Yeah.
that's
Aaron
it's
and I
beautiful.
both are huge book supporters on reading books together
Hence all
with
my
your spouse.
Stacks of books in
Yeah. Aaron recommends books on here a lot. When we do marriage counseling with our kids, we start them out with a list of books we recommend.
Oh,
And
goodness.
if we ever do any marriage talks, we always say, you can go to a marriage seminar and it ends, and you're going to forget what you heard. But if you make a purpose to read books together out loud, you're going to be constantly refreshing that
Yeah.
tank and learning things from other people. So
It's like a conversation starter, almost like
conversation. So-
what can we talk about here?
Yeah.
And it brings it up.
I feel like books is one of the best avenues that if you don't have that strong relationship, you haven't learned to communicate, you haven't spent a lot of
Yeah, I
quality
love
time
that.
getting to know each other, I would start with books if you want to get to know each other.
Yeah, and let me
And-
just recommend an author on here. One of my favorite authors for marriage books. I feel like I've read so many of his, and they are just unbelievable. His name is Gary Thomas, and he's wrote Sacred Marriage.
Okay, let me write this. I'm
Sacred
going to look 'em
Marriage
up.
is one of his first. Cherish is personally my favorite. This one I'm reading right now is
Send me these links. I'm ordering them before
Making-
y'all do.
Making Your Marriage a Fortress. I mean,
love-
there's each chapter in this book, I feel like it's really neat because it basically focuses in on a different couple and what they're battling through, whether it's cancer or losing a child or
I
all
love
of
that.
these different things. So it basically helps you communicate with your spouse. He's a great
It's-
writer, an
It's
easy
one
read.
thing if you're reading the book alone, you're getting a lot of truths
Yeah,
and you're getting
it's
fed.
true.
But if you're reading it out loud together, it does something to bond you and connect you. You're on the same page.
Yes.
You're communicating about the same thing. It really does a lot to help you develop that.
Yeah.
And
And that's beautiful.
One
Mom.
other thing
It's
I would
great.
say about really working on the relationship side before you walk into that hospital
Yeah.
room is marriage is learning to give of yourselves,
100%.
both people. And I think the verse that comes to mind is
The servant of all. What are
oh,
you thinking of?
that's a good
That's
one.
always what comes back to my mind. Being a servant. You're not
I
there
love that.
to get, but you're there to serve and to give.
I was thinking about where your treasure is, there will your heart be
Oh, that's
also.
good.
So I was
That's really
thinking
good.
about where my treasure is, what I sacrifice and put my time and my money and my effort into, that's where my heart's going to be. So if I want to learn to love somebody more, the more I invest in them, my heart is going to actually be closer knit to them. So the more I give, whether it's in physical giving or emotional or,
Yes,
whatever type of giving, if I'm investing in your life. So if I'm a spouse the more I'm doing to invest in my husband's life, in my encouraging words, in the things that I do for him, the little actions, love actions, the more I invest in him, I will find that my heart begins to feel closer to him. And I'm thinking about him all day long when I start doing that. You know, I can be mad at him in the morning when I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Something can really irritate me, and I can be mad at him. And then if I start doing something, a kind gesture for him, or I brag on him, all of a sudden that madness starts turning to love again. Sometimes I hate that because I want to still be mad at him, but I know y'all are hearing the worldly side. But I really feel like that. I feel like that's key to. So I feel like labor and delivery is a beautiful time that a husband can invest in these little actions of love, whether it's rubbing the feet, whether it's giving emotional support, being by his side, you know, and it can make the wife feel like, wow, they love me so much. You know, we just pulled up home and we're talking about marriage. Do you have any advice?
Marriage counsel?
No. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What?
A happy wife is a happy life.
Oh, there you have it. And we're also talking about babies. Any advice there?
Put them to sleep and go have fun.
Oh, oh my goodness. Put him to sleep and go have fun.
I love him.
From a little boy that's around a lot of house full of babies, you can tell he's thinking about himself.
No big deal there. That's
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Okay.
I think that's beautiful, Mom. You have a beautiful relationship with Dad, and I'm so grateful
Well, I
for
feel
that.
like I'm learning a lot from all my kids. I love seeing each of my.
Everybody's so different. I think it's so unique how different personalities connect.
Yeah.
And how they
Everybody's
interact.
different.
It is.
The one thing
yes.
you don't want to do is compare.
No, it's true.
Absolutely. Everybody's different.
And everybody has strong points and low points.
Gil and I have our strengths, and you could look from the outside and say, wow, I wish I had a husband doing that and that. But then I could tell you all of his dirty laundry, and you'd think, what? You know, we all have strengths and weaknesses.
True.
The point is, learn to overlook and forgive the weaknesses and dwell on the strengths and try to build the strengths. But I've got to do my part in the giving part. And I feel like if going to have a baby is a beautiful time that
It really
that
is the
a
most
husband
bonding
can shine.
experience.
A husband that is discerning about his wife's needs, that's learning to communicate with her, he can really earn some big time brownie points there because
It's my best memories.
Yeah.
To me, that is the most bonding experience. You know, going through a birth, which is a miracle in itself, but really just connected and feeling like, you know, this is our life, this is our family, this is just such a gift from the Lord. I'm so grateful for that. Wow, Mom, you're just such a wealth. You should be a
I
speaker.
don't know about that. No.
Oh goodness. So thank you, Mom, for chatting, and I hope to spend lots more time this week. I'm counting down the days.
Oh, we don't have long.
It's gonna be great. So y'all have a great weekend and look forward to the wedding. It's gonna be great.